to come here in person, give yourselves a round of applause. And also for everyone who is joining us online, we love you, and let's have a great day. All right, so we are going to jump in with our first session of Cheonyeong today. And yesterday he said I didn't build him up enough. So I'm gonna say, let's welcome up the great, the amazing Ryuchi. Ryuchi, let's welcome up. Come on, let's go.
He almost got it. He almost got it. But he forgot my name. No worries. He got the really hard part, Ryuichi. They can't say that name. He's got it, but he forgot my Kishimoto part. Yes. It's all right. I think he'll do better next time, right? Yeah. Anyways, good morning, everybody. To start this day, we're going to begin our Cheonyeong session. So let's all rise up and let's sing our song, 동산 노래 together. Only one time, one verse. 1, 2, 3. The Lord into his garden comes. The spices yield a rich perfume. The lilies grow and thrive. The lilies grow and thrive. Refreshing showers of grace from the Father flow to every vine, and make the dead revive, and make the dead revive. Let us offer a bow to our true parents. 일단 차렷 하늘 부모님과 천지인 참 부모님께 경배하러. Please be seated. I'd like to offer a prayer. There is music, so please raise the volume. Most beloved Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven and earth and humankind. Thank you, Heavenly Parent, true parents, as we have gathered here for our Belvedere Family Church Cheonbo event. We're about to offer you this praise of our Cheonyeong Yoksa session. Not only are we going to pray to you, Heavenly Parent, but we also going to offer devotion and prayers during this time, believing and knowing that the spirit world exists together with our absolute good ancestors, liberating these spirits from our bodies so that we can have a clear vision towards our true parents, that our personalities and everything is going to improve as we liberate one by one these resentful spirits in our bodies. This is a time where our true Father in the spirit world, Hyojeong, Hunjin, and Belvedere, more than 500 billion absolute good spirits working together to really let these spirits be liberated so that we can have that oneness with our Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Father and Mother, we are so grateful as we began yesterday, little by little, but surely and definitely, the spirit world is getting brighter and brighter. Thanks to you, true parents, we are so grateful that even though, true Father, you're in the spirit world and you should be resting and you should be having a great time, yet you still work so hard so that we can receive and we can improve and we can live a better life. And still, true Mother, on this earth, working so hard at such an old age, yet, Mother, you never give up on us. Let us really take away those spirits from our bodies so that we can really participate even more in this providence with our true parents. Believing in this spiritual world, knowing that these spirits that have been in our bodies for more than 6,000 biblical years, waiting and waiting for this moment to come. When we attend this Cheonyeong Yoksa session, we know that these spirits who are seeking true salvation through our body are able to be liberated because we sing and we praise our Heavenly Parent. So I'm asking the spirit world right now, our ancestors, to come down right now, right here, to liberate these spirits from our bodies, because we want to see this amazing miracle during this Chanyang Yoksa session. We want to see great works of miracle, great works of blessing to be bestowed to us now here at this amazing Chanyang Yoksa session. We know that the spirit world is true, and we believe in this amazing works, Heavenly Parent. So please bestow this amazing grace upon us. And I offer this prayer with gratitude to our Holy Mother Han. In my name, Rich Kichmo Stevens, a blessed family. Aju. All right, so now we'd like to begin the Chanyang session. So please be ready. Please clap hard, sing very loud, and you will have great, great, great grace. All right? Are you guys ready? Yes, very good. Joshua is ready. All right, let's begin.
Hyojeong clapping ready.
Hyojeong.
The holy song is Grace of the Holy Garden. 1, 2, 3, 4. God gave. Yosef. Perfect rejoicing is mine. Gloria. Glorious is Hamane. Kamsahamnida. Offering to Yosef. Triumphant, glorious, Daisashing. Joy surging like an ocean. So deep in my soul. The present. Oh, precious time. Yes, sir. Be glad and will behold. Gloria. Glorious the soul. Yes, sir. Lord, yes, sir. Gracefully. Gratefully again. Offering to yes, sir. Triumphant, glorious. Highly blessed. This eternal life. Touching the top of the sky. Grace filling every part of Yosef. Blessing that never will die. Gloria. Glorious the Hamane. Kamsahamnida. Gratefully again. Offering to Yosef. Triumphant, glorious. You're chosen. You chosen me to do your will. Faithful life, heart to be true. And pleasure. Pleasure in my heart. Yosef. Father, my life is for you. Gloria. Glorious the soul. Yosef. Gracefully. Gratefully again. Offering to Yosef. Triumphant, glorious. Measureless blessing divine. God gave. God gives eternal life to Yosef. Perfect rejoicing is mine. Gloria. Glorious is Hamane. rejoicing is mine.
Glorious harmony, harmony. Gratefully, heart, 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 heart. Joy sitting,
Joy surging like an ocean wave. Glory so deep in my soul.
hope rises. I was here.
Offering to him, triumph victorious.
I limitless.
I live in this eternal life, touching the top of the sky.
Praise the
Blessing that never will die.
glorious harmony, harmony. Comes out, gratefully.
Gratefully I give, offering to him, triumph victorious.
You've chosen.
You chosen me to do your will. Thankful life ought to be true.
One pleasure.
My life is for you.
Glorious harmony, harmony. Comes out, gratefully.
Gratefully I give, offering to him,
Heart,
triumph victorious.
praise the Lord. Heart,
Measureless blessing divine.
God gave.
God give eternal life to you.
Heart,
Perfect rejoicing is mine. Joy surging like an ocean. Glory so deep in my soul. That none will behold. Glorious the soul. Offering to him, triumph victorious. I live in this eternal life, watching the top of the sky.
Praise the
To be true.
I
My life is for you.
glorious
Offering to him, triumph victorious. Measureless blessing divine.
God gave.
God gives eternal life to you. Perfect rejoicing is mine.
Glorious
Triumph victorious.
Joy sitting.
Surging like an ocean wave. Glory so deep in my soul.
Hope rises. Glorious
Triumph victorious.
I live and live.
I live in this eternal life, watching the top of the sky.
Praise the
Blessing that never will die.
glorious.
Triumph victorious.
You've chosen.
You chosen me to do your will. Faithful life ought to be true.
One pleasure.
My life is for you. Glorious the offering to him. Triumph victorious. Measureless blessing divine.
God gave.
God gives eternal glorious.
Joy singing.
Joy surging like an ocean wave, flowing through within my soul.
Oh, brother.
Without any
Hallelujah.
glorious is glory in my heart. Glory, Father, offering to Him, triumphant, glorious.
I live and live.
I live in this eternal life, touching the top of the sky.
Praise Him.
Blessing that never will die.
Glorious.
Glorious the
Harmony. 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 Gratefully.
all free to Him,
Ha.
triumphant, glorious.
Yeah, chosen.
You've chosen me to do your work. Thankful I want to be true.
I'm planted.
Father, my life is for you.
Glorious.
Glorious the soul, being in love.
Somebody. Ha.
Triumphant, glorious.
Praising. Legs.
Measureless blessing divine.
God give.
God gives eternal life to me. Perfect rejoicing is mine.
Glorious.
Glorious the soul.
Harmony.
Triumphant, glorious.
Joy singing.
Joy surging like an ocean wave, flowing so deep in my soul.
All brother.
Like to behold.
Glorious.
Glorious the soul,
Harmony.
being in my offering to Him, triumphant, glorious.
I live and live.
I live in this eternal life, touching the top of the sky.
Praise
That never will die.
Glorious.
Glorious the soul, being in my
Gratefully.
gratefully I give, offering to Him, triumphant, glorious.
You've chosen.
You've chosen me to do your will. Thankful I want to be true.
I'm planted.
Father, my life is for you. Glorious the soul, being in my heart. Grateful I give, offering to Him, triumphant, glorious.
Praising. Arms.
Measureless blessing divine.
God give.
God gives eternal life to me. Perfect rejoicing is mine.
Glorious.
Triumphant, glorious.
Joy singing.
Joy surging like an ocean wave, flowing so deep in my soul.
Hope rises.
With that I will behold.
Glorious.
Glorious the soul, being in my offering to Him, triumphant, glorious.
I live and live.
I live in this eternal life, touching the top of the sky.
Praise
Never will die.
Glorious.
Glorious the soul, being in my offering to Him, triumphant, glorious.
You've chosen.
You've chosen me to do your will. Thankful I want to be true.
I'm planted.
Partner, my life is for you.
Glorious.
Glorious the soul, being in my gratefully I give, offering to Him, triumphant, glorious. Measureless blessing divine. God gives eternal life to me. Perfect rejoicing is mine. Triumphant, glorious.
City.
Joy surging like an ocean, flowing so deep in my soul.
Hope rising. Glorious. Praise I pledge
Next, we'll have the intense separation of evil spirits.
Intense separation of evil spirits. Jesus.
아주. Next, we will sing 한신가. Can you turn on this one? There should be music in this one. Let us offer a unison prayer. Unison prayer! 시작! 아버지! 아주 아주 아주. Let us all rise and let us offer a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. 일톤 차렷. 하늘 부모님과 천지인 차 부모님께 경배. 하루. Let us offer 3 cheers of 오만세. 존귀하신 하늘의 부모님 오만세. 승리하신 천재인 참 부모님 오만세. Victory for the morning 찬양 역사 session here in Belvedere Family Church. 오만세. Thank you very much. 감사합니다. This will be end of the morning 찬양 session, and next is starting from what time? 10 o'clock. So the next program is at 10 a.m. So please have a rest. Please go to Cheonbo if you can. Offer a prayer or gratitude, and I'll see you at 10. Thank you. It's a very complicated system. I thought it was very simple. That's what you have. 아버지, 어머니, 아버지, 어머니.
Hello, sorry. Someone left their vehicle on with a Massachusetts license plate number. Last 2 numbers were 38. It's 5NHC38 or something like that with a Massachusetts license plate number. Honda, white. Yeah. So your vehicle is still on. The engine's still running. Sorry, one more small announcement. Someone dropped this red bag in the parking lot. It's a small red bag. It has New York written all over it, and inside is some tissues, no money, a comb. So if you are looking for something that you dropped, please come to the kitchen. Thank you.
All right, 2 more minutes. All right, it is 10 o'clock, so everyone please get back to your seats and please finish your conversations. We have a tight schedule, so we want to make sure we can get through it all. All right. All right, good. Okay, so let's do this one more time and let's get it right this time. Let's welcome up Ryuichi Kishimoto!
Thank you, Pastor. All right. You got it right. All right, so make my time ready. All right, so I would like to begin. Good morning, everybody. How was Cheonbok? A little bit tired, very loud, I know. It's loud. That's a good improvement that you can work on as a church. Thank you very much for the sound system. You know, it doesn't magically change. So if everybody comes together, I'm sure it's going to change. I would like to talk about the central evil spirits, or their central resentful spirits. Of course, I'm sure you've heard about this by our amazing Dr. Chung, who's been giving this lecture during Great Works and other occasions. And I want to also, he gave an introduction, and I'm going to give some little bone and flesh to what he had said. So this is what I'm going to talk about. Of course, I can go into so much details about Cheonbo Providence. I'm not going to go into much because if I give everything to you now, then you're never going to invite me again. Like I always say, you're going to forget this on Monday, anyways. So I'll go through this quickly but swiftly. Make sure that to some extent you understand what on earth is Cheonpyeong going on about. Because I know I've been in Cheonpyeong for long, and everybody, asks that questions. What's going on? What's happening? I thought it was just liberation and blessing ancestors. What do you want? More money? Of course not. You're not that kind of in that situation. But if you are, and if you feel like that, then hopefully this will explain to you, it's not something that just happened yesterday, but it's always been there. But um, it's not like the truth is always revealed later. But it's just there needs to be devotion and conditions in order for us to really understand a lot of things. So I want to talk about this. I don't know if you can see it, but we understand that life on earth is such an instant moment. Our elders are feeling that, I'm sure. I'm already feeling that. I'm 40 years old. My daughter is just recently celebrated her 11th birthday, and my son is coming up for 13th. And then I'm thinking, wow, my baby boy was just born yesterday. I remember cuddling and smelling him, like feeling, wow, I'm a daddy now. And it's been now 13 years. So I cannot imagine 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. And the elders are like, hey, yeah, it's really quick. It is really quick. And our final destination, we're preparing all of this for what? To go to heaven, right? And we know this, it's always back in our mind. The young people, like, I'm never going to die. And that's what I thought. And now I'm 40, I'm kind of halfway as a man. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go a little earlier than my wife. No worries with that. I'll prepare the spare will for her. But I'm starting to think, did I really live that life worthy enough to enter heaven with your parents? And of course, I'm working really hard on this, trying to remove my fallen nature, trying to live a principled lifestyle. But it ain't easy. Realistically speaking, it's not easy. I fight with my wife. She always forgives me. I get angry with my wife. She always forgives me. And I try to unite with her. She forgives me as well. And this is what we're trying to do every day, every single day of our lives. And I really want you to remember that Cheonpyeong is not. There's a lot of misunderstandings with our elder members, especially in Korea. Our Korean leadership is passionate and so devoted and dedicated. They forget to explain that this is Korean culture. And sometimes we misunderstand, and sometimes we get hurt a little bit. The reason, I don't know why I was in Cheonpyeong for 10, 15, 18 years, but now I kind of understand, to help you understand a little bit our amazing Korean leaders and why they're saying this. They're screaming and shouting at you, and elders, you will know that's love. Right? Sometimes like, excuse me, but still, there's love there. When they're giving you a really hard time, it is love. Yes. I'm not saying this is the way to go now, but it's really important to understand this. And so, um, and also now, today, information goes out really quickly and really fast. But back in the time, 2000, well, 1995, and then until 2000, whatever, information didn't get out so quickly. Even today, sometimes information don't go out so quickly as well, unfortunately. So I really wanted to share and explain. If you have any questions, of course, please come to me personally or our staff to ask questions. But it's not all about, there's nothing negative about the Cheonbo province. I'm Western. I'm not Japanese. I'm not Korean. And if I don't like it, I'm going to try to escape, right? But I stayed there for a reason. And I really believe that true parents really prepared something special there. And true parents really prepared it for us. So I really want you to have an open mind, open heart, that Cheonbo Providence is is here so that we can um, not quickly, but we can achieve that life in the spirit world, that we can go into heaven. The liberating the spirits, ancestors, but also removing spirits through the Chanang Yoksa session. And if you've been to the Cheonbo Training Center, you've already experienced how beautiful that holy ground is. If you've been there, then you understand what I'm talking about. The spirit world is clean, and the spirit world is so intense at the same time. And then this is now here in front of you, with you, here in this family church. Even though it's only 3 days, I really pray that you, if you can feel, I mean, this is a holy ground already. But on top of that foundation of true parents and you, Cheonbo Providence is here. So I'm sure that the spirit world is alive, awake, and aware. So I really hope that you can remove as much as spirits as possible. So please remember, our life here on earth is an instant, and this works here of Cheonbo is all about helping us to achieve that goal, removing spirits from us so that we can have be influenced and have less fallen nature, removing those spirits so that we can reunite with our spouse, with our children, with our parents even more. So I really hope that you can remember this. Also, another words of true parents is that you go to when you go to the spirit world, no one tells you to go to hell. You go there on your own. You go to the place that matches your own level. Even in the case of unification church members, though the goal is to go to the same realm, where you come to dwell will depend on your spiritual state, right? So this is very fairly, this is equal. Even though we receive the blessing, some of us are blessed children, or blessed second, third, fourth, whatever generation you may be. It doesn't mean that's the goal, that's the ticket, go to heaven. It doesn't mean you are perfected. Probably you agree with me. This is all an ideal. This is all conditional blessings that we receive from our true parents. It's our responsibility to complete ourselves, perfect ourselves. Cheonbo Providence is all about removing those spirits and trying to perfect ourselves so that we can enter heaven. Not all of us is perfect. I'm not perfect. I've been there 18 years, and I know how people say, "Why aren't you perfect?" And I always say, well, it's my fallen nature. I'm sorry to say that. I'm in the holy ground. If I don't choose to practice that faith, it doesn't matter if I'm in the holy ground or not. So it depends on me. So you can say, haha, you've been lazy. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And so, but I'm sure our elders will understand what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if you're close to true parents or right there. If you don't practice faith, it's the same if you're outside and not there. So we need to really drop our, selves, empty ourselves, and really accept this. Some brother came to me and says, I'm a blessed family. I am perfect. And I said, good on you. What is the secret, sir? And he was just going on and on and on something. And I was like, wow, respect. Heavenly parents, you know what to do. Sarcasm, sorry. Anyways, he was really confident. And I looked at his wife and I said, she was like, don't worry. So, so that brother is okay now. Anyways, we go to the spirit world. We go to places according to our spiritual state, not according to our status as a blessed family, right? That's what your parents had just said. So we need to really cleanse ourselves as much as possible. It seemed a little difficult at the time of 1995 when the Cheonbo Providence began, when there was no angels, no absolute spirits to help remove spirits. But as time went by, we have more and more good spirits, absolute good spirits, helping us out, removing those spirits, even making this happen here in this church right now and all around the state, removing this. By removing spirits, we have less influence, and then we have a chance when we make that decision, when we try next time, then we'll have less influence and less struggle to change our life. So, of course, by liberating blessing, you might say, okay, I've done it. Why haven't I changed? I'm still going through difficulty, still facing a lot difficult situations in family. Isn't this all supposed to make it happen, all go away? Of course, the roots are gone. Now it is our time to tackle it, battle this spirit world. Because please remember, liberating spirits is done through ancestor liberation. But if you don't do Chanyang, which we could not do over the many years, because you couldn't go to Cheonbo. You couldn't go to Cheonbo. I'm not saying you didn't. You couldn't. It's far. It's expensive, and then you have to be there. It's not just our local Korean members who live in Korea who's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go to Cheonbo this weekend. Leave Sunday. Friday night, a little late, arrive there, and then stay over, and then Sunday come back and work on Monday. Right? It sounds easy enough. But I'm telling you, our Korean members are thinking, you know what? I can't go this weekend. 2 hours of drive, that's too far. Right? America, 10 hours of drive is like a piece of cake for you guys, right? Right. But in Korea, it's like 3 hours. Don't do that. It's too far. Maybe once a month is good. Or maybe once every 3 months is good. Once a year. I've been there 10 years ago. I'm good. That's what happens. People not understanding the value, and it's always there. But of course, we can't say to you, you must go to Cheonbo, right? We can't tell you, why are you not going like this? Why? Because you'll be just hurt. Everybody will be like, oh, fine, then I'm not going. So it's really difficult to say like that, but now it's here. And I'm sure the more we attend these weekend workshops, it's a little bit difficult. You might have to drive 3 hours or 4 hours. I'm very sorry. I feel like it's better than getting on an airplane for 14 hours, and quitting your job for just a weekend, right? So I think it's a little bit better than that. But in the near future, it's going to get better, right? It's going to get better. You don't have to invite me for a workshop. Maybe Justin, your amazing pastor, one day will wear the purple jacket and stand in front of you and say, we're going to do Chanyang right now. Wouldn't that be great? So for that to happen, there needs to be devotion and conditions. There needs to be devotion. It cannot happen just like that in an instant. Like true parents have offered devotion, it is our time to offer that devotion, move mountains, and make everything possible. So even though we are reminded by our true parents that it's all according to our spiritual state, please don't feel sad or bad. The more we do this Chanyang, the Cheonbo providence, then we can remove those spirits. So then we can live a better life. And it's so important because we're not going to enter heaven by ourselves. We're going to enter heaven with our spouse and family. That is the most important thing. True Mother wishes all of us to be there, and not just us, but those members who are not here right now, in this room, our younger generations. I see a lot of young generation here. Some are really excited to be here. Some are, looking at their mom and dads like, better pay up, don't forget that deal. No worries. No worries, guys. That's how I went to Cheonbo as well. My mom and I had a good deal. That's why I went to Cheonbo. And that deal was turned out to be something else. But so it's always good to bring them here and receive this amazing grace. So I wanted to go through this really quickly, but we are going through 3 stages of our Cheonbo providence. It's very small. You can't see it, so I'm going to say it. So please listen. The Cheonbo providence didn't begin in 1995. It began in 1971, right? As true parents have offered devotion, created that foundation. Why was Cheonbo found? Is because true parents wanted to find a place where they could offer devotion. To go where? To come here. To go to America. So before going to America, true parents they offered a lot of devotion, finding a place where Father could really pray and offer the most sincerest devotion. And then in the late 1960s, finally found the Cheonbo Providence, the Cheonbyung Holy Ground. He came here, started to buy a lot of land, of course, during the 1970s. And Father would often speak to elders saying that the capital of Cheonbo is going to be here, right at this place. And of course, our elders said, yes, of course, true Father, right? If I was there, I'd be like, here? There's nothing here. Uh, it took boats to get to this place. There was no road at that time in the 1970s. They made the first training center, 1971, July, and the first 40-day workshop was held. Who? Members? No. Christian ministers. The first 40-day workshop in Cheonbo were Christian ministers all around, and they held a 40-day workshop there, a Divine Principle 40-day workshop. And then onwards, of course, a lot of workshops were held. And then in 1995, January 19, the Cheonbo Providence, or the Cheonbo Providence, the spiritual phenomena began. Prepared by True Mother, Demonim, Hunjinim and Demonim, through the medium, Mrs. Hyonam Kim, right? We used to call her Hunmo, but True Mother retrieved her title and has let her go in 2012. But in 1995, January 19, the first 3 days workshop began. And then God said, this is the first day of the Cheonbo Providence. And since then, more and more members came, apparently. And I know there are some members here who went there at that time, where it was intense, where it was very, not just tense, but it was cold and intense as well, right? Some members, so like, yeah. And there were people doing Chanyang. How many hours? 2 hours, 3 hours? No, I heard 5 hours. Morning, day, and night. 5 hours. There's 24 hours and 5 hours each. What do you guys do, right? People running around, going crazy because the spiritual world was very, very unstable. Then doing 5 hours, was that a beautiful grace? Demonim said many times, no, it took 5 hours to remove one's spirit. That was how much devotion one had to offer, and that's how little the absolute good spirit world. Well, actually, there was none. There was no good spirits. Only angels were there. Not all angels, only a few. Only a few angels who are willing to help the imperfect human beings. Even though that they received the blessing, the angel was saying, they're not perfect. Why should I serve them? But of course, at that time, with Demonim's effort, angels came and liberated spirits, and little by little, more people worked really hard. And I'm sure our elder members, now you don't have so much information. Back then, I'm pretty sure not a lot of information was given, but True Father, True Parents said, go to Cheonbo, and you went, right? And you offered devotion. And because of that, those muddy, there's really rainy, cold days or hot days in the tent, we are able to hold what we are holding today. Today, the Chanyang is at night, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Why? Because 10 minutes is enough to remove more spirits than doing 1 year, 2 years, 3 years in those beginning years. The spiritual grace is far greater than any other time right now. People do get worried, oh, I believed in Demonim. I love Demonim. She helped me. I went to her, did consultations. She helped me. Right now, she's not there. Where is she? Is this really true? Is the questions I ask. I'm sure it's been already so many years, so not a lot of people ask, or some of you are still thinking, but just, coming here. I really want you to know that Demonim herself said that in the beginning years of 2000, said that my mission will end in 2010. She already said that the spirit world will be automatic by then. You will not need me and my consultation, she said. At a time when she said this, people would just brush it, like, what are you talking about, Demonim? We love you. Don't say that, right? And because she said this in the 2003, 2004s. And so by 2010, Demonim said, the spirit world will be settled. You don't really need me anymore at the time. So 2012, 2014, October 27, True Mother announced that Demonim is no longer needed there because the works of Cheonbo will be held directly by True Mother, True Parents. And so since then, we entered the third stage of the Cheonbo providence. And True Mother said a wonderful thing. If you just become one with me, miracles will happen. If you offer prayers and conditions, then all your problems will go away, is what True Mother had said. So this is how we went through this 20, 30, 40, 50 years in about 5 minutes. But, right, this is what I wanted you to know, that Cheonbo Providence has always been prepared and only been prepared, initiated, conducted by true parents. Not by some random lady in this, who says, oh, I'm demonim. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, you know. It always has been run and conducted, prepared by true parents. There are many words in the beginning in 1970s and before 1990s here, not in Belvedere, but in East Garden, right? Where True Father proclaimed many victories and proclamations of the total liberation of the spirit world, liberation of the Moon Clan. All of these proclamations, these prayers, devotions held here in America, in East Garden, in Dunbury Prison, in preparation for what? For this liberation of ancestors. And this it began in 1995. And what you see here today, well, this is not the most recent one, but it's somewhat close. And what you see today is something that True Father visioned back in the 1970s. True Father already said there's going to be a highway here, there's going to be this and that. And yes, of course, now there's a highway. When I went there in 2005, there was no highway. It took about 3 hours to get to Cheonbo. But now it takes, on a really good day and midnight, from the airport, Incheon Airport, to the training center. If you go a little bit fast, you can get in an hour and a half. An hour and a half. Not even an hour and a half. Maybe an hour and 20, 15 minutes. There's not a lot of police in Korea. If you just know where the cameras are and the navigation tells you where it is by law, so you'll be okay. They're not that keen on this, getting you tickets. But anyways, America, you have to be careful. Yes. Today, True Mother is fulfilling Father's words. Who's going to make a hotel there, right there, if True Mother goes, after True Mother goes? No one. Who's going to make these beautiful places if True Mother goes? No one. Only True Mother can do it while she's here. So she is rushing these things, and True Mother wants to show heaven on earth, at least here in this Gapyeong region. And also, if you are if you're a fan of the Korea visual prayer, which is in the morning here, you will often hear reports about the Gapyeong project. Restoring the Gapyeong province. What is that? You might say right now. Long story short, all of this, our holy ground is in a place called Gapyeong province, but this province is still not restored. And True Mother said to President Ki Sung Lee, so when is this? This nation has to be restored, but at least this province needs to be restored. So right now, all of it, the trainees and a lot of members in Japan are being mobilized to help witness the local members in Gapyeong, so that at least this province, we can say that this is restored to our heavenly parent. So if you can also put your prayers in, or if you want to go to Korea now a little bit early, it's going to be so great if a Westerner, a white person walking down in the countryside of Korea and witnessing to people. And for Korea, yes, it is amazing to see that. It's like, whoa, white people here, if you have Asian spouses and you've been to their country, you'll know, right? You're walking down the street in the countryside, they were like, oh, can I get an autograph, right? It's because you're just white, but it's good. It's good. It helps. So if you have time, if you want to offer devotion, just 1 month, 2 months to Tonil Sanctum. Now this is a time to go and really help. At least Mother really wants this nation to be offered. The Tonil Sanctum is not just God's house, but is also God's office to govern, to really govern the righteous people to really conduct the works from now on. But the land is still not ours. It is still belong to the Gapyeong province. It's not restored. So this is something that we're working hard. But other than that, here is really beautiful. The Cheonpyeong Holy Ground we call the Cheonwon Heavenly Garden. We have the hospitals, we have the training center, we have the Heavenly Palace. It's really beautiful and it's developing all the time. And I really wish that you can go there. Of course, for some it's very difficult. It could be once in a lifetime visit. But if you can, please go there so that you can understand what True Mother is trying to accomplish there at this place. Uh, it's a really beautiful place, and you can really see the vision. And you're going to think, wow, True Mother, she is the only one really pushing this. If it was someone else, no one's going to listen, right? If it was someone else saying, we're going to make a hotel here, and you're going to be thinking, well, let's think about marketing, let's think about that, let's think about this, how about this and that? But Mother says, we need to do it. And for now, we can be united with that. So Mother understands this really, really deeply, so she is really rushing it. The Hyojeong, the training center is a place that we are, the training center is a place that's been offered sincere devotion from 1970s, well back 1970s, by our true parents. As I said last night in the visual prayer, and I'll say it here as well, Jongsong doesn't disappear. Do you understand this, right? Jongsong, devotion, conditions that you offer, doesn't disappear. You can't see it, but it ain't going to disappear. Don't you agree? Right? If it disappears, then true parents, what were they doing? They offered devotion so that this, what we see today, is possible. True Father offered devotion, countless devotion, life of death devotion, so that we could be here on earth today. And so when we offer devotion too, then it's not going to disappear. And Cheonpyeong is all about that. Not just true parents, but so many people who were able to go, who could go at that time and sacrifice their time to go there. They went there, they offered devotion to attend the workshop. Yes, it's a little bit difficult to attend workshops there. Yes, there's a lot of people saying once you go to Cheonpyeong, you get the Cheonpyeong sniffles. But we're not there to get the sniffles and get sick, but we're there to offer devotion, So when we receive this devotion will move mountains, move people, will move everything. So this is something I would like you to remember. And also, before going into the centuryville spirits, we also need to understand why we do this liberation of ancestors. We're doing this liberation of ancestors because we need to purify our lineage. Why? The Father said in 1991, after the fall of Adam and Eve, all human beings came to belong to Satan's lineage. Ancestor liberation is the ceremony through which we can completely change the lineage of all human beings back into God's lineage as completely ideal sons and daughters between heaven and earth in the name of the true parents. January 1st, 1991. Cheonpyeong works began in 1995. The ancestor liberation began officially 1999. But already in 1991, true parents, true fathers said, you got to do the liberation of ancestors because your lineage, you are a blessed family, but your lineage belongs to Satan. So it has to be changed to God's lineage. Where? At Cheonpyeong through the ancestor liberation ceremony. So we are liberating our four lineages, right? There are people who are familiar with this, and there are people who have no clue what's going on. Those people who have no clue, probably your spouse is working really hard, and you completely trust, love, and unite with that person. That's amazing. But it's also good to know so that you are aware what you're actually doing. Please don't be ignorant after all this time of what is happening. It's not something that your spouse is doing because they're doing this. You're doing this because we're liberating our ancestors, and then they are actual spiritual beings. Just because we don't see them, it doesn't mean they don't exist, right? So many people believe in ghosts, evil spirits, but then when talk about ancestors, people like space out a bit, like, oh yeah, sure. This I don't understand. This I don't understand. So you're saying evil spirits exist, but don't good spirits don't exist? Uh, this I don't understand. So please don't be ignorant. It's the truth. We're liberating 4 lineages. Me, as a first generation, my father's side, mother's side, grandmother's on the father's side, grandmother's on the mother's side. This is what we're doing. These are the 4 lineages. And as a second generation, if your parents are really active and doing it like mostly are, these are the 4 lineage, 8 lineages are happening. And of course, when we're applying for the ancestor liberation ceremony, I really hope that the first generations can do it. If your father and mother is, a little bit resting right now, or ascended and they can't do it, the children can also represent their parents. But it's always advisable to do it in the parent's name, because the liberation, we can only apply 4 lineages from one's name. So if a second generation comes and does in their name, they cannot do some lineages of their parents, hence these gray colored zones. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, no worries. Please ask your spouse later, okay? And if your spouse don't understand what's going on, there are amazing staff here, other than me, who can explain what is really going on. So anyways, we are doing 8 lineages. So when we liberate and bless 430 for 4 lineages, we have 3,440 absolute good spirits helping our lives every single day. As a second generation, you will have 6,880 absolute good spirits, your ancestors, active together with you. So we don't really think that. We're just living our lives. Oh, we did liberation blessing. All right, so what's next I have to do in that, checklist I have to do? You have to understand that these ancestors exist. Spiritually, of course, they exist. And they are ready. They're just really hyped up to help us in our daily lives. So active, just waiting for you to say, what's up? Just waiting for you to say, hey, ancestors, how are you? We're not there. Please don't be like, ancestors, please enjoy this food with me, and 잘 먹겠습니다. We're not just inviting ancestors in our meal times anymore, right? They're already full. Don't worry about that. We should be living together with our ancestors, saying, ancestors, let's go here today. Ancestors, I want to witness to this person today. Ancestors, please help me, so that I can, talk to my children, so I talk to my parents, I can witness to this person, I can do this and do that. And they will be excited to help you, support you. They get so excited when you go and witness to your relatives, because it's their relatives as well. They know what hell is. They've been there. They don't want to be there anymore. They want to help you. That's the heart that our ancestors have. And please remember, you have 3,000, 6,000. So many people just running around waiting for you. Just because you were ignorant until now doesn't mean they're, I can't help my children anymore. No, they're really active, but it really helps when we have that common base with them, right? It's more powerful when we are living together with them, when we live a principled lifestyle, when you offer more conditions, devotions, so it'll be much easier for them to help in each and every single day of our lives. So when you have a third generations, oh my gosh, 13,760. I did more calculations, but I'm not going to go on and on. But the third generations would have 13,760 absolute spirits, just ready to protect. So let's welcome that. Let's welcome it. You've liberated and blessed them for 430 generation. Let's welcome it and ask them and conduct and lead the spirit world. So when Ritsan, you always say absolute spirits, what is that? What happens in the spirit world? What's really going on? I want to talk about the process of the liberation blessing. And some of us maybe know this. Some of us actually know by names. Some of you even don't know why you're here to do the liberation. And you're like thinking, what is the liberation ceremony again? No worries, you're here at least, right? No worries. We do the liberation through the Cheonbo Training Center on Earth. What is a liberation? Is applying for liberation of ancestors or century evil spirits that you are here for. So you come to the trainings. Here right now is a training center. So we apply, and when all the conditions are met, then our ancestors will go to the spiritual training center for 100 days. I'll go into that later on. So they go through 100 days and then come down on earth, and then you apply for the blessing ceremony. Only true parents can get rid of that original sin. And through the amazing works of true parents, we're able to hold it here on earth. And then your ancestors' original sin are gone. Then they go back to the spiritual training center for 40 days, and they learn the arts of what is an actual blessed family and how to live as a blessed family. And then furthermore, how to help their descendants, you on earth, what kind of works that they need to do and what is needed. So these things, they are fully educated. They become absolute good spirits. Then you welcome them on earth. Welcoming. Oh, I've never welcomed my ancestors. Is that a problem? Of course, it's not a problem. But if you don't welcome your ancestors, it's really part of this way of respecting our ancestors. It's like a Korean culture, you know. Even today, Korean culture, this respecting ancestors is dying away. Our elders are really trying to do this, but young people are like, oh, this is too much. It is important to welcome our ancestors because they're there. And if we don't do these ceremonies, how weird it may seem, then we are not going to be acknowledging and aware of them. When I saw my mother doing this, I was thinking, what is going on? Welcoming ancestors. And I questioned her, and of course she said, shut up, just said, sit down. Right? So I hope you don't become like that. It didn't help me at all, right? You're welcoming our ancestors. You're going to talk to them. Ancestors, thank you for going through all of this. Now, in this family, we have this problem. In this family, we're facing this situation. I know you're aware of it, but I really need your help. This is what we're doing at the welcoming ceremony. It's a feast that it's a festival that we have with our ancestors, but also like it's a starting point. Welcoming them, introducing to the family, and then working hard together so that we can restore and fulfill our mission as Heavenly Tribal Messiah. The Cheonbo Providence is all about, helping you so that you can really achieve Heavenly Tribal Messiahship. Not just 430 horizontally, vertically, but also our relatives, right? Now, when we do apply for ancestor celebration, and all the conditions are met, right? All the conditions are met, where the donation is offered and the physical conditions are met. And some of you are thinking, what physical condition? If you remember, if you're applying for liberation, you have to do 21 days of either 50 bows or morning fast condition, right? Some of you are like, of course, and inside your heart, like, did I do that? I remember when I started in 2005, it took me about 8 to 9 years to complete to 210 and then 430. My mother was struggling a bit by herself, even though she has many siblings. Japanese members are struggling all the time, especially when our donation standard was 3, 4, 5 times more than the American standard. And so it took their time. I was really happy to offer all of my salary to my mother to help with the liberation. Yes, when I say happy, that's sarcasm right there. But I offered everything that I had to my mom. And then later on, my mom said, you don't have to offer any money. I was like, oh, yeah, thank God. But then she said, but instead, you do all the physical conditions. I thought, that's easy, right? And then I was like, Mom, so how many should I do? And she goes, I haven't been doing it since 4 years ago. So it took me 3 years to fulfill all the conditions that I had to do, all those 50 bows. Oh, I love bows now. And also, I can't do fasting, obviously. So I did a lot of bowing conditions. A lot of bowing conditions for my parents. Today, it's easier now. Every time you apply for the liberation of ancestors, only ancestors, even if you do 1 to 430 now, you'll only do 1 time of 50 bows for 21 days or morning fast. So if you didn't do any of this until now, and this is your first time hearing this, I've never heard that, right? Then please offer 21 days of bow now, and then that'll be okay. That'll be okay. Or morning fast. If you can't do full bows, then half bows. If you can't do half bows, then please offer slight bows. I don't know what that is. Okay. Even if you can't do slight bows, you get your son or your daughter and tell them to do it for you for 21 days of 50 bows. This is a condition that is required. Not just the monetary offering, but this physical condition is needed as well. And it's not really emphasized. We don't ask you at the registration. We don't like, okay, this is what you're applying. Did you do your bows? We never ask you, okay? Because we're expecting you to do it. And we don't want you to be like, oh, I didn't do it. And we're like, then there'll be an awkward situation there, right? So please understand, don't come to me. Did I fail it? Please offer now. If you haven't done it at all, then please offer 50 baos for 21 days and it should be fine. It's easier now. Again, some of the members really did it. I did a lot of years. We had to do it for every single lineage that we applied, right? If I applied for, 8 to 14, for father side, mother side, grandmother's father side, grandmother's mother side, 4 lineages, that means I had to do either 200 bows for 21 days or 50 bows for 21 days and times 4. Today is just one time only, okay? So it's easy, I'm telling you, from experience, okay? So all that conditions are met, donations are offered. Then your ancestors will be called and then gathered. So during the liberation ceremony that will be held today, this afternoon, your ancestors will gather at the Tree of Love in Cheonbo Training Center, Korea. So after lunchtime, I will offer the papers so that they will, in the spirit world, all the spirits will be gathered. And then during the liberation ceremony, I will tell you, now we're going to begin the liberation ceremony from Korea, they will all come here, your ancestors, and also the spirits that you apply for collateral or central resentful spirits. And they will be gathered together. And then after the liberation ceremony, they will go to the spiritual training center. What does the spiritual training center look like? It's that heavenly palace in Korea, but bigger. The heavenly palace is one of the biggest buildings in the Cheonbo holy ground, right? If you've seen there, the main hall and all that. That is the training center also in the spirit world. And so they go there. So all of these spirits are gathered together. They, just a minute ago, they were in hell. A minute ago, they were in somewhere else that they weren't, they were not in heaven, right? They were going through so many sufferings. And suffering is so excruciating. Their resentment is so painful and it's so strong. They've been there for such a long time. And it's so difficult. Please imagine right now, some of you are enjoying, thank God, but some of you are bored as hell. And you're looking at your watch and like, oh, when is this going to finish? When's the break? When's the break? When's the break? So difficult. Maybe Justin's thinking like that. But, sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. But when it's fun, when you're with your family, time flies by so quickly, right? It's so enjoyable. It's so happy, but it flies by so quickly. But if it's painful, it's such a long time. So when we say ancestors being there for thousands of years of pain and suffering, and please don't go literal on me, like that can't be true. It feels like 1,000 years. A day spent on earth is like a year in the spirit world. Mother says that she is walking each day like 1,000 years. 1,000 years. How much pain, how much difficulty, how much intensity Mother is going through if a day feels like 1,000 years. So our ancestors are now, they're all called to the spiritual training center. They're all, a little bit worried. They don't know where they are. They're all gathered at the training center, and then they are all taken to the spirit world. They look each stage of the spirit world. They look at heaven. They have a little peek in heaven. They're like, whoa, heaven is great. Definitely I can't be here, right? Because when you go to the spirit world, you naturally know where you belong according to your spiritual state. So you cannot, and it is said that no one is in heaven. Angels are preparing for thousands of years, waiting for the masters to come. They must be bored by now. I don't know, because no one is there yet. We are all going to enter together with true parents to heaven as blessed central families. That is our goal, of course. Then they go each level. There's paradise, there's good spirit world, bad spirit world. a little bit worse spirit world, and then the bottom is the spirit world where spirits that suicided gone. Uh, and all the spirits have a chance to really look at all the levels of the spirit world. Most of them never knew that there were different levels of the spirit world. And most of them have never really seen themselves, because in the spirit world, it's not like you go there and be like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe I'll go to a good spirit world. No, it's just natural. You just know it. You're in fear. It just starts like that. So this is a time where all the spirits go on a tour. I don't know if it's a tour bus. I don't know how it is. Maybe we're all holding hands. I have no idea. No idea. So please don't ask me that question. And I'm saying this because I got that question. Might have not been completely aware how our ancestors came to be. They have a desperate heart, a desperate heart. They're not just grateful that you made them happy. They want to give this to you as well. They want to give this to you as well. They want you to be in that state as well. And so that is why we have to understand that how the evil spirits are working. Satan cannot work on you directly, right? Satan cannot come and possess you like that. It's through the evil spirits. It's through the resentful spirits that are inside our body. That's how Satan is controlling us. And this is something that we already know from our principle. And of course, this is something that we need to understand as well. So I said yesterday, I'm going to say again, True Parents said 90%, more than 90% of our difficult situations, sickness that we experience today, coming from our ancestors' sins. Why am I, using True Parents' words? For those amazing members who still